Hello, you're very welcome to a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games online. Find them at gauntlet-rpg.com, where you'll find all the stuff they do related to tabletop role-playing games, like blogs, forums, their monthly zine called Codex, which contains supplements to existing games and original games in itself. Check it out. They've got a big, long back catalog going all the way back to 2016. And also, they have a podcast network and the Hangouts calendar, through which this and pretty much every game arranged through the Gauntlet is arranged. Check it out. There's a variety of just story games, indie games, RPG games, PBTA, OSR, all that, all those many labels and whatnot. All to play independent role-playing games. This is session 2 of our 5-part session playing Scum and Villainy by Strash Ashamovic and John LaBouffe Little. It's a hack of Blades in the Dark by John Harper. Forged in the Dark, tomfoolery in a galaxy far. Wait, nope, can't say that. Well, we can't be sued for that. But then again, look at the name. The name of the game is Scum and Villainy. I think you can tell exactly what this game is trying to do.
Yeah. We could just say it's in a very different verse.
Yeah. God damn it. Okay, that's another flavor that it's trying to do. Jesus Christ. All right, yeah. Space adventures, Forged in the Dark, got scoundrels, bandits, criminals, all that fun stuff. But the specific flavor of criminals we're playing with today are of the ship known as the Firedrake, which is the ship dedicated to spreading revolution amongst the stars. We got a glimpse of that last session, and hopefully we'll get to see more. So I'm going to go by the order of the character keeper. And not character keeper. No, we're in Roll20. Oh, what's up with that? What character keeper? No, we're using Roll20, the premier role-playing website where people play role-playing games online. Check them out. So roll20.net. Why am I shilling them? Anyway, we're gonna go from top to bottom on the crew sheet. Just give the general pitch on your character. We do have one person coming in for the first time here in this session. Just give us a general pitch of that, and then I'll ask more detailed questions after I talk about safety tools and whatnot. Sound cool? Cool. So let's introduce each other. I should introduce myself. My name is Leandro. I talk too much. I use he, him pronouns. One of those facts is more important than the other. I normally don't do this. It's just I'm running stuff. I'm nervous and anxious. So coffee, I'll hide behind that. So up first, Sabine, tell us about yourself and your character.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I like to talk as well because I'm tired. It's the end of the week and I haven't slept enough. So I will introduce my character, who is named Kai Rickett, who uses he, him. Kai is a scoundrel. Well, he would dispute, of course, the use of such a base accusation. He is a wanderer from a kind of a culture of wanderers. And he is spreading, well, the message of harmony and balance. And he doesn't like the hegemony very much because they're so rigid. That doesn't work at all. Cosmos doesn't want that to happen. Yeah, he's like that. He talks too much. He talks too much. He talks way too much. Also, he writes a lot of poetry and tells it at people, I guess. So that's him.
He's a delight. He gave this poor prison guard, what was their name? Cinderproof, yes.
Cinderproof.
Yes, gave them some very nice advice on their poetry, and then proceeded to, well, we'll get there. Actually, no, it wasn't you who did anything. It was the next character. Rob, tell us about yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Rob. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Finn Yularin, who's goes by the alias of Breaks. She uses she, her. She is the rebellious daughter of a noble family who was sent to military academy to try and straighten her out, which didn't end so well because she washed out after disregarding safety protocols. in order to boost her systems in a exercise, which was totally fine. She is a very upbeat, sort of energetic person, multitasks a lot, likes music.
Oh yeah, no, she's great. Totally great. Yeah. Up next, this character, this person over here. You want to tell us about yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Ludo. I go by any all pronouns, and I'm playing Lei Astra, which used to be a revolutionary figurehead that has been dead for 3 years and has came back and discovered that her movement and her reputation has kind of been co-opted by the hegemony. And before they even managed to start their climb back from the grave, they were thrown in prison and just now managed to get into further problems, I guess. And we'll see if Leicester managed to clear their name and to reignite the flames of rebellion.
Hell yeah, you're getting there, definitely for sure. And last but not the least, we'll get to know more about them after we talk about safety tools. But for now, Garen, tell us about yourself and give us a teaser on Shiv.
I'm Gerwin, he, him, and I'm playing the Xenos Chris Mystic Shavine, who's a member of the Court of the Young Queen, which was a religious order led by a figure called the Young Queen. When the Young Queen dies, they go off and get reborn in the cosmos, much like the Dalai Lama and the like. The Hegemony has basically put a fake, what we believe is a fake Young Queen into the Order to basically take it over, and the Order's schismed as a result. And he's basically joined the rebellion to basically find the real Young Queen and put her in her rightful place, leading the Order and bringing peace and prosperity and wisdom and love to the universe.
Oh man, this is great. All these things coming together because, just an aside, one of the factions that this group has a -2 relationship with is the Hegemony's intelligence service. Wonder why? Well, you screwed them over to get a fake transponder. That's why. All right. Before we get into more details about Shiv, about their background, heritage, vice, and their friends, their weird friends and rivals. First, let's talk about safety tools, stuff we're using to make sure that we're playing in a safe and comfortable environment in this game. First off, I'll direct my players to the Lines and Veils sheet, which is under the miscellaneous folder, which is under the systems folder. I need to figure out how to separate that. Lines are things that won't be crossed, just won't show up in fiction at all. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not going to concentrate over them. We'll fast forward over them, or a line, a sentence, in most can be dedicated to them. This is a living document, so you can add it anytime, and feel free to ping me. And you added something. We're also using the X card for this game. If we do roll into a scene where folks feel comfortable for any reason is completely fine, and you don't have to explain what that reason is. You can just say, I want an X card, like a detail, like a name, or just a scene, or just like a specific thing in the scene. You can say you want an X card that either in the chat or here in the video. Just make a symbol here like this, or just shout it out saying you want an X card that. I might ask some questions on what's being X carded, but no one gets to question if it's used. If it's used, we'll respect that, and we'll roll back and try something else. And finally, we do have an open door policy. If at any point folks need to step away from the table. At any time, whether there's an emergency or you're more tired than you thought, you need to step away. Or, as I've repeatedly mentioned all these videos, even though it's never really happened, I keep drinking more than half my coffee before the game starts, and I never really have to pause the game for anything other than, oh, my mom came home and she doesn't have her keys because she knows one of her children will be at home to let her in. She'll never watch this. I can say whatever I want. But at any time, if folks need to step away, the game will be paused, and we'll make sure you're all comfortable. All right. So I want to know more about Shiv then. Why don't we start with just tell me about their heritage and background. Just like if you have any more details beyond what you just said at the start.
Well, Shiv is a Xenos. He is definitely a he. He is the species is a Crys, Crys, which aren't that populous and aren't that very widely seen in the verse. So, the Procyon sector we're playing in, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not very common, which tends to make him stand out a little bit. He's a member of the Court of the Young Queen, which he actually has a role of the equivalent of a Knight Protector. He's priest of the Young Queen, but his role is to protect someone else. Consequently, part of that role is they take a vow of silence. They don't actually speak, but he is a mystic. I don't know if any of you have read the Malorian books by David Eddins. There's a character in there called Toth, who's a mute character who communicates with sign language. It's just that in the last book, they find out that he's not actually communicating with sign language. He's actually a telepath, and people just assume they understand the actual signs that he makes. So when Shiv does communicate, he will communicate with sign language, but people will effectively be understanding him through the way.
Interesting. So you said you're a protector of the Court of the Young Queen, but clearly you're not with the court right now.
Oh no, the court schismed, and one of my characters get weird friends. They have one who's a ally and one who's a rival. In this case, my rival is Blisheen, who is my character's wife, who was the one I was assigned to actually protect. During the schism, she sided with the Hegemony. He basically sided with the rebels.
Wow. Why do you think she sided with the Hegemony?
I think the marriages are arranged marriages. Basically, it's considered a religious thing, and in addition to being a marriage itself, it is basically you two form a complete partnership. One completes the other. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to like each other. Basically, each one is there to drive the other on to better themselves and better the world. So in a lot of cases where one may have a character flaw, someone with a personality trait that basically counters that and helps them through, may be paired up with them. As a result of that, not a lot of the marriages are very happy ones.
God, but yeah, if each side has to be a corrective to the other, where's the compliment in that?
But the emphasis of the Court of the Young Queen is about spreading harmony amongst the verse, through the way, actually bringing people to a greater understanding. But it's centered on on the concept of duality, equal and opposite, and that's where the marriage vows and the marriage ceremony comes into it.
Wow. All right. So that's one question I have off from weird friends. Tell me about your vice. What do you do? What you wrote down your faith? How does that manifest?
Well, my faith is basically it's like an obligation, but in this instance, I'm out in the world trying to track down the true young queen, the one perfect being that has the two parts of the soul in them already.
Yeah. So who is this like false? So there's in your view, there's a false queen right now in the court.
There's a false queen in being installed by the hegemony that basically has taken over the court. There is a rebel faction though, and Shivina is part of that rebel. That basically Protestant faction as opposing the Catholics. It's very much a schism of the faith itself.
As always, the poor Orthodox Church is left behind at the wayside. Who cares about you? You're a bit too Eastern for us. Anyway, sorry. That's that. Why the hell did I say that? I apologize to the Greek Orthodox Church if anyone's watching. I need to stop drinking coffee. I'm sorry. Tell us about your ally, your actual friend here.
My actual friend is Rai, an unrequited love. Rai was my squire. Rai was someone that I was training up to be for better word, another knight protector, because it is very much a knightly order, the protectors. But we found we liked each other a little bit too much. And that caused problems.
Yeah, especially when if you're already betrothed, or already in a union with someone else who you're opposed against. Oh God, that's a lot.
I did warn you. Challenge accepted from last week.
This tells me who I shouldn't challenge. Oh no, where did Sabine go? Okay, all right. Give them a second to come back, and I think what I'll say is that like I don't want to spend like an entire session establish. Oh, this is how you met this group. I'm just gonna say that you at least know of them, and you probably heard. I'm gonna get everyone to like establish a scene. Well, I have scenes like ready for all of them, but I do want to see Shiv out in the open. We'll get to that because we need one last bit of bookkeeping. Oh, if you notice, I gave you a shit ton of XP because we don't have all the time in the world. And you should at least get some fun stuff. All right, I do need to wait for. Okay. Oh. Okay. So we'll give Sabine 5 minutes. That's all right. 5 or 6 minutes. While you're waiting, I'll mention the last bit of bookkeeping, which is that your crew sheet advanced last session, and we need to decide what y'all are getting. Oh, I'll do a recap for Gerwin's sake of all the factions that y'all are connected with, what happened last time. That sounds good. Okay, because I do this decision on what to get the crew advanced. Sabine should be here. Okay, so wait, I'm still gonna do the recap anyway, but let's see, Sabine's connecting back. Okay, so if you go to the faction sheet, Shiv, you'll see that we got some statuses. You've got some connections. As mentioned, the Starless Veil, which is the intelligence core of the Hegemony. They serve the Hegemony as a whole, not the Hegemon. You got a -2 with them because you screwed them over to get that fake transponder. So that's fun. You have a -1 with Isotrope Max Secure. That happened in between sessions because these three knuckleheads broke out of the prison and destroyed the communications array. Amidst it, they had a clean break, but they're like, let's turn back and destroy their comms array. They shouldn't be using it. Okay, so you got a -1 with them now. You have a -1 with the Cult of the Seekers, and that's because of your contact, Ebo 1, who is not OB1. He is just Ebo 1. They are just Ebo 1. Cult of the Seekers are a group that really they're a hegemony group that like it just likes precursor artifacts. They're kind of like the way they pitch them is like they're a bunch of like they're meant to be wandering mystics studying artifacts, seeking new places, but one of their members is the Hegemon's mom. So I pitched them as like rich assholes who are kind of like fiddling with old technology just for the sake of it. And the Hegemon's mom I pitched is like there was a time in the early 2000s when Madonna was really into Kabbalah, or like the rich white person's version of Kabbalah, which is basically a bunch of hucksters twisted proper complex Jewish mysticism and sold it to Madonna. Anyway, that's who's leading the cult of the Seekers. Have fun with that. They don't like Ebo One, your contact. You got a +1 with the Echo Wave Riders. They're a bunch of, space racers. They're pilots. They organize illegal races. They help improve your ship engines. They're fun. They take dangerous jobs to pay or test new engines. They wear pins. Finn knows them probably because she races quite a bit. You got a 1 with the Cobalt Syndicate, which is like a labor union that has to resort to criminal activities every now and then. Basically, you got that +1 because they help the 3 break out from prison. There, you got a +2 with the Diranek gang, which is a gang of Xenos. Young disenfranchised Xenos who have turned to crime and found strength and solidarity. They got you the alien pet that the ship has. Yes, the ship has an alien pet. I believe the pet was described as a cobra ferret with weird tendrils and a stinger. His name is Spike. It's a lovely chap. And also you have a +1 with the Mendicants. They are another group of another wandering church. There used to be a church called the Emerald Heart, but the organization was politically destroyed. They're physicians and healers. They really like Ebo One. I think Ebo One is one of them, actually. But yeah, that's kind of like the lay of the land. So they broke out of prison and a bunch of stuff happened. But first, we need to do a bit of bookkeeping before we get to see what everyone else is doing. Everyone else kind of like ended with some cliffhanger scenes. I know Lei had a project clock that finished that we need to get back to. Kai was meeting with Ebo One. Finn, I'm sorry, Finn, you're gonna get hit with the entanglement. I'm sorry. Look, all you did was train. I didn't have much to work, but like, oh yeah, shit, there's still an entanglement. I need to fling at people. Sorry, Finn, that's gonna be you. And Shiv, I'm gonna let you like just frame a scene of what you're doing once you heard that your comrades have broken out of prison. Before we do that, let's go to the crew sheet. So on the Firedrake sheet, we have maxed out on the playbook advancement. So you've got a few options. You have many options when advancing your ship and crew. An advance may be an additional crew ability, which is all those lists of abilities there. Oh, by the way, Shiv, the ability that they picked was Hearts and Minds. You can add a +1 to Command, Consort, or Sway. So check that out. So for this advance, you can get an additional crew special ability or 2 ship upgrades. Unfortunately, you can't get a second alien pet. You've already checked off that box. But yeah, 2 ship upgrades, either the ship modules, which is to say, targeting computer, the landing bay, or the coherence cannon. What the fuck? So either that, or you can add 1 ship quality, which is comms, weapons, engines, or hull. I'll say or not. Ship quality of those systems is what determines how well they stand up against, we need to boost the engines to escape, or we need to target them with their computer stuff. That's ship quality, or you can boost the overall crew quality, which is to say how well your weapons are, how well your credit is, or your credit value, how well the quality of the ship is in general. Although boosting crew quality does cost money. So you got a choice. I'll repeat those choices again. You can get 1 special ability, 2 ship upgrades, 1 ship quality to any of your ship systems, or 1 overall crew quality. So yeah, does anyone have a preference? Actually, I'll give you all a minute or two. Look through those special abilities and see if like you want to take that, or look through those upgrades. If you have questions on which upgrades do what, I'll happily answer them. Because they're not anywhere. I think they're in the Roll20. I put them on the handouts. Oh, they're right there. But if you have questions, feel free to ask them. Oh yes, you can totally grab upgrades. Oh yeah, yeah. Galley would be one of the ship upgrades. Yeah, Galley will get your kitchen. You won't get the ability where you can cook for everyone until your next advance, though. Like you can get the Galley now, which is a kitchen. Yes, it's a separate ability. I'm sorry, Lei. That's a fun one, though. You can get everyone to cook, and if everyone overindulges, you all have to start a fight with each other. Yeah, so if you go with the Galley, sorry for anyone watching this, the folks in the chat are chatting. Okay, so everyone, so the Galley. Oh my God, Land Rover. Oh, I started to mention, you all have a shuttle, but since you don't have a landing bay, that shuttle is literally just like not duct tape, but like double-sided tape against the side of your ship. Just saying. You don't have to take the landing bay now. It's actually funny. Your ramshackle revolutionary ship, your shuttle just.
Well, not really. If you've watched the recent Star Wars Rebel, the Ghost used to dock ventrally with the Corellian Corvette, CR60, I think it was.
Ooh.
So we just have an airlock that it basically clamps onto. So
yeah.
It's what would be called a parasite ship.
Well, the thing is, it's still kind of vulnerable to enemy fire. Yes, you can get scuba gear.
That would be survival gear, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, it would be.
But we have spacesuits.
Yeah. I will say right now, like if you pick a upgrade, I'm gonna try and come up with like opportunities to make you use those upgrades because that seems appropriate. And people pick a move or pick some stuff because they want to see that stuff. Is everyone agreed with the Galley? Because it sounds like everyone is. Cool. All right. Where is afterburners? Oh, hold on. Give me a second. They're probably under modules.
What does the armory do?
Oh, the armory is a secure room holding the crew weapons and armor, which are considered fine. So basically, it's a place to put your shit. Like, it's a secure place, and and I guess it says here which are considered fine. Basically, if you get an army, you just get like fine weapons. Is that what that implies? Huh. Okay. All right. So folks are putting in. All right. So people putting in afterburners. Where is that? Ah, there it is. Okay. So afterburners, it allows you to dump raw fuel into the engines for a short burst of speed. May treat engines as one higher rating for a roll, but it may damage them.
I have 2 words for people: coherence cannon.
All right. Let me describe what a coherence cannon is. Because capital weapon. One shot only until repaired or recharged on ships smaller than dreadnoughts. May fry systems. Deadly. Super not legal. That's in the writing. It's super not legal.
It's effectively a super heavy laser weapon.
Sounds like heat we don't need to put.
That's a weapon to commit war crimes.
Installed in the rear so we can fire backwards as we're running away.
Oh my God. All right. It's down to either afterburners or coherence. Oh my God. Okay, I'll figure out like, okay, so afterburner will let you like do cool ship maneuvers probably give you a better chance of doing that. Coherence cannon will let you destroy a motherfucker or two, you know, or 3 or 10. I don't know, a lot. What do folks think? Well, you get that galley. Let me see the galley. The write up for the galley.
I vote in Afterburners. It's still too early for war crimes.
Yeah, let's do something responsible.
Well, once
We can get the coherence cannon next time. Don't cry, Gerwin. We get it. We get it.
But I want big bada
Don't
But
worry. Next time,
we have a galley.
yeah,
We can sing shanties in the galley.
next time we get it, and we also get the nuclear missile. So then you can shoot the missile and then shoot it with laser.
Wait. Is that in the no? Jesus Christ! All right, Afterburners then.
Afterburners, it sounds like.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put that in. All right, so that's on your engines. I'm gonna delete all that playbook advancement. Goodbye. Well, back down to 0. Oh, I should tell yourself, Shiv, your reputation for this crew is daring. So keep that in mind. These folks don't mess around, you know. Like you have to jump from one train to the other, and there's like if you have to jump from one train to the other, these group, they absolutely do not mind the gap. In fact, the gap is like nothing to them. They just jump over. I'm getting to another tortured metaphor.
Yeah, I feel I should have probably taken more dots in the scramble at this point.
We haven't started. If you want to shift,
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Okay, cool.
I'll leave my one spare dot in Doctor because I have a feeling we probably need it.
Well, you never know. These folks have been rolling quite well. All right. So last we left off. So we're gonna go like one scene per each PC, and then bring them all together for today's score. To remind folks, the precious that precious brown starship, as telling you, you're in the system of Breck right now, where you have a wanted level of 1. All the heat has died down. Leia was kind of to like get rid of some of that, but you got a wanted level of 1. That takes a clock to get rid of, and you only have one tick in that clock. So basically, yeah, as last we left off, Kai was doing a poetry recital and was approached by Evil One. Lei has tracked down a crew member of a ship that had delivered something to their colony, and then that colony went kablooey. That freighter's name is the Constitution's Cradle. So I want to note that down. Yeah, come up. I think that's where to come up with the name. Finn is gonna get some very rude people visiting her soon, but I want to know, where is Shiv in this system, and what are they doing? You're muted, Gerwin.
Oh, sorry. Am I supposed to? I think Shiv's on Nightfall. I think Shiv left the crew for a short time to go and chase down a report of a child that needs testing.
Here's another thing as well, because you didn't get to do it, and I want to be nice. Because you missed downtime. You can have 2 downtime activities here to start if you want. So if you want to start a project or acquire an asset or something like that, let's think about that. So who's this child that you're tracking down?
I think this is a child of the owner of a local tavern. The child was born a year and a half ago, and has shown the parents and some of the local priests suspect that they may have some weighability, and that's a sure sign that the child should be tested for the twin souls.
Ooh. Let's frame the scene with you at the tavern then. Let's have you straight up talk to the owner. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, do you have a name for this tavern? And I'll get everyone to help paint the scene.
The Neon Falcon.
Ooh, God, that's a must be a very gaudy bird.
Oh, it is. In fact, they have a pet one behind the bar, and this is a bird that literally it has bioluminescence in it. It's been genetically modified, and they've got like an aviary built behind the bar itself.
Oh my god. Ooh, can I get everyone else to add a detail about this ridiculous tavern? And nobody add that they're playing, for some reason, 1930s Depression era style electronic jazz music, the kind that you can find in a certain desert planet and in a hive that is wretched of some sort. No, Ludo, shush, no.
No, actually, I won't sing that because I don't want us to get a copyright strike. The evil empire strikes again.
Oh god. Oh god, happiest place on earth. Yeah, does
Well,
anyone have a deep
I was going to say the other option was the So Long Friends song from the holiday special, but I definitely don't want to start singing that because it's
no, that'll cause a strike in a different way, more like a strike to my heart.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, can anyone else give me a detail about this tavern, the Neon Falcon? And not just your smart ass comments in the chat, all right?
I think actually leading into the whole thing, there is a music machine, like one of these old things where you put in money and then it plays a song, but somebody shot it. So yeah, somebody shot it recently. There is a sign and a little box where it says gathering money for repairs, and every time somebody gets a bit louder, then the whoever works here goes up to them and tells them, hey, we could have music if the music box was still working. We're looking to hire somebody to fix it, but we don't have the money. So maybe, don't know.
And every now and then someone tries to tries to make it work, and it just does that BioShock thing of like it plays like 30 seconds of the song and starts repeating on a detail. It's really creepy and atmospheric. It would be even more atmospheric if there were like, this place was empty. Okay, I'm getting to another tangent. Vin or Lay, what other detail can we see of this tavern?
So in one corner there are people playing on some sort of futuristic version of a foosball table, which is like maybe sort of a speedball or something, some sort of ridiculous futuristic sport on a miniature scale with holograms and stuff. But it's glitchy, so every now and then it goes, it just glitches out, and they have to kick it to make it work again.
Love our crappy low-rent universe. Lay?
So these plays use it to be an illegal gambling place. So they use it to have all of these plays of all the sports events of the system, and they are hidden under very strange tanks that are hanging from the sky, from the roof. And it has all sorts of weird fish going through the murky fluid within. And definitely not when there is at certain times, definitely not the holograms are projected through those aquariums and people are making bets. That was something that used to happen on the previous establishment that was run here. Definitely not anymore.
Cool. So I think we toured this frankly hideous bar tavern. Jesus Christ. And I think we'll probably zoom in on Shiv. And I think you're talking to the owner of the tavern. Do they have a name?
Pyrene.
And I think they're being quite level-headed with you. here. They're saying, look, I understand that my is the child like do they have like a gender? Sorry, because this is your situation.
No, I've not specified a gender, and
Okay.
so up to you if you want to do it.
Okay, cool. So parents are saying like, look, it's kind of flattering, I guess, that you're interested in my daughter's talents, but you're gonna have to set my mind at ease a bit better than what you're doing right now, sir. I'm not really sure what it is you're offering here.
And he makes a sign, and Pyrene gets the feeling that he is said, I'm simply offering to test the child to see their proficiency with the way.
Would this test, would it like, and they look around, I'm imagining they're quite a bit probably past like late 30s. I'm imagining them, they got like they got kind of like overall, I want to say space overalls, which is just overalls with a bit of neon on it. And they usually wear a jacket, but it's like tied up to their waist. They look like you caught them in the middle of work, and they say like, I mean, yeah, my daughter, should give them a name, Eliza. There we go. All right, Liza. I know she's a bit special, but like, is this gonna like incur attention? Because things are kind of tense around here. Do you hear what happened at the prison? Hegemony's on alert at the moment.
And he'll sign, and the impression that Pyrene gets is, no, this is purely to see the child's competency, and also to see what training they would be beneficial to them in future.
Okay. I think I was thinking of this might be a roll, but no, I don't want to make you do risky rolls before a score happens. There will be a roll later involving the child, but like, I think you say that, and I'm imagining Shiv seems like a fairly pleasant fellow. I think this feels kind of like calming to these people who interact with them. So Pyrene's kind of like, okay, come back in an hour. That's when like I'm most free, or hang around if you don't mind. Like, drinks are nice, you know.
I will sign. I'm sorry, I may not partake, but I do not wish to be a drain. Is there anything I can do to help?
I think they just say like, all I would like is good news about my daughter. She deserves better than what we have here right now.
And I'll look around. Given the neighborhood, this bar is prominent. You're well known. And I'll reach over and stroke the falcon. And this is a bit unusual because the falcon is normally quite an aggressive animal, but through a tune in the way, I'll calm it and stroke it.
Okay. I think, how do you do that? I want to see how do you access the way. It's not going to be a roll. I just want to see how it looks in this universe. How do you do that?
It's about, a lot of it's about breath control for them. It's a physical thing of actually controlling their own body and then actually extending that control outwards. So he takes a breath and slowly leaves it out. And as he breathes out, it's almost as if his essence is going out and interacting with the world itself.
You know what? I'm gonna make you do a fortune roll. just to because you're accessing the way here in this bar. I just want to see how well it does. So don't worry. Yeah, fortune roll. You don't have to like put position or effect. So it should be fine. It should be fine.
Oh, okay. I've just clicked roll fortune. Is that brought it up?
Roll you're attuning, right? That's what it sounds like, right?
Yes. Sorry, I thought you wanted me to do a. Okay, so do I just click roll a tune then, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And don't put position or effect. This is like a fortune roll using your attune.
Okay, here we go. I'm not getting any pop-ups coming up for it. That's weird.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Let me just close the sheet and oh no, that's because it's on the main page. So
yeah, I'm looking at your page. I can.
So that's a 4.
All right. Okay. All right. So on 4, I think the Falcon. Tell me, what was the effect you're trying to do with?
I was just trying to calm the Falcon and befriend it.
I think the Falcon is tense because it's kept behind a type of bar full of people. So I think there's a bit of you have to put in a bit more effort, and I think Pyrene sees that like it takes a bit more breathing and whatnot, and the Falcon kind of like first rankles at your touch, but then eventually they'll kind of like start cooing. I don't know if Falcons coo, but this is a space Falcon. It's cooing now. So it'll coo and like, so kind of like feel calm.
That would be cause and effect. Sorry. No. But I'll turn back to him and sign again. Is there anything I may do to help?
I think they see that and they're like, I think if it, I thought you were a kook, but I guess you can see my daughter. And I think they will gesture to follow you for you to follow back, and we'll cut away from you for the moment.
Okay.
Oh. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
No, I was just going to say to them, I do not wish to take you away. I'll sign it. I do not wish to take you away from your work. This can wait until you close.
I think they say like, my work, all I do, my work, all I do is to ensure that she has a better future than what I got. So this is important. And all right, we'll cut away to okay. Actually, let's take because we're on top of the hour. Let's take 5, and then we'll cut to Finn. And I'm sorry in advance. Yeah, I'm sorry in advance. I'm sorry, Finn. Let's take 5. BRB.
Okay, before you go, Leandro,
Yeah.
I'm going to be about 10 minutes. Unfortunately, I did not had any food or any fluids.
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
So if you carry on without me, I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. No worries then. there's a boil water notice in our area, so I've been reduced to just drinking from juice packs. So we ran out of the water we bought, and the water we just boiled is still far too warm.
But what is wrong with the water?
I don't know. There's something wrong with the water plant up north, so it just means there's shit in the water.
What?
I don't know, something terrible. Funny thing, I was telling Ryan this, but when do you remember on Monday there was a moment where like my throat was parched and I was just drinking water. I didn't know until after we'd finished when I looked at my phone and saw like, oh hey, boil water notice in our area.
Oh, it just lasted this long. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. And this is like the second one we had. Like 2 weeks ago, there was another one for the same area. I don't know what's wrong. What's up? Let me see. What is the actual problem? Yeah. Sorry, that's another stupid press release, of course. Yeah, okay, yeah. Minister for Health is equivocating. Of course he is. That's all they do. Let's see. Oh, they said the. Okay. No, this is mostly bullshit. They're just saying like, oh, look, tests are satisfactory, but we kind of need to do a bit more. Which just
I have
saying,
no idea what is the problem. Let's
yeah. God damn it. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I've got my juice. Should be fine. All right. So Gerwin said that it'll probably be. He's having a bit more dinner, so he won't be back for another 5 minutes. So we'll just carry on for a bit. All right. So Finn, I'll remind you all what entanglement you rolled. Entanglement, because I don't think I mentioned it. So the entanglement that I rolled is interrogation. So Finn, where are you when system officers pick you up for interrogation? You're muted.
I think I was out at the machine, the repair shop, getting parts for the ship.
Cool. Yeah, I think you're probably just browsing through, and there's some engineer trying to tell you that no, those particular those particular afterburners, like, they wouldn't take you to Mach 45. It's you want these specific afterburners. It'll be grand. And that the one that he's trying to sell you are like substandard at best. You can't even put it up to like Mach 10, let alone Mach 45. I'm making up terms that people are going to correct me someday. And yeah, I think as you're kind of arguing, that's when like you just feel like two rough hands kind of clamp against your arms and kind of just carry you weightlessly to the back of the machine shop, which is curiously bereft of people, and you're thrown into a room.
Rude.
Yeah, no, they're very rude. And the room is lit with a solitary light from above. There's like one table and there's two chairs. One of them is empty and it's kind of been displayed in a way so you can sit in. Or you hear the door behind you kind of like slam shut, and you hear electronic lock. And there's a person sitting on the other side of the table. They got their arms crossed. They're a tiny person. This woman is like barely 5 foot, and you can't see her eyes because she's wearing these like mirror like shades, like chrome sort of shades. She's got like dull silver hair, and she's wearing this like black coat, and she's got her arms crossed, and she sees you and says, Finn Yularen, otherwise known as Breaks, daughter of the famed House Yularen, right?
Yeah, if this is about those grid violations, I already paid those off, so.
Oh, this is more than just some grid violations, Finn. You learn, and they kind of like unsheath their cross of arms, and she kind of leans forward. This is far more than just that. And she slaps like a cube, a metal cube on the table, and it brings out kind of like your extensive records, washed out of the Imperial Academy, regular partaking in illegal racing, and oh, what's this? Recent escapee from the isotrope Max Secure, you and everything and anything else in between.
You here to read me my life story? Because I'm getting sleepy.
I think they kind of like when they hear that sigh, though. If you turn around, you see that she's got like two goons who are way taller than the two of you. They're in the room with you. They're the ones who picked you up, and the two of them, and they're wearing like faceless black armor. It's actually weird how, but it's so polished you can actually see a reflection in their armor. They pick you up and just slam you on the table. Not on the table, on the empty chair, as if forcing you to like sit down there.
Oh no, scary.
Okay, here, okay, let me see. There's a thing here that happens with interrogation. I think this woman to say like, we really could just make this easy. We have enough here with your rap sheet and your recent escapades to put you back in far tighter chains than we left you in. But we here at the Starless Veil, we like to believe that you'd rather take an opportunity than go down swinging, as some would say.
It depends on what the opportunity is.
Contrary to what most people believe, we at the Starless Veil, we don't work for the Hegemon or for a group or for a family. So we don't work for any of your pestilential houses. No, we work for the Hegemony in its entirety. And, well, we think you and your group are uniquely positioned to help ensure a bit of that. Well, it's in the name, isn't it? Hegemony. I mean, you feel free to reject this offer. If not, like, I can get my two goons to just beat the shit out of you.
So Finn is gonna just shrug. I ain't gonna ask my crew to do shit for you.
Oh, we don't want much. Just a little bit of information. Just a factoid or two. Although for that little bit of insubordination, I think I'm in the mood to get tell these two to beat the shit out of you anyway.
You said you read my file, so you should know what to expect.
Now, here's my question, Finn, out of character. Do you want to try to get away from this? There's like 3 options in interrogation. Either you can try to pay them off, that'll cost you 2 cred, or they will sweat out the information out of you with level 2 harm, and you're gonna get heat because you'll tell them what they know. And you can resist either of those, but you can't resist both.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can try to escape, because why not?
Okay. I think she. I'm trying to think how she could escape from this.
Well, here's what you could do. You can, well, that thing, well, I say take the harm, but it's a level 2 harm. I don't know if you want that.
Like, I could just, like, I think what Finn is going to do is she is just going to rattle off nonsense, like just telling stories about different jobs that she's done, like legitimate jobs, honest.
Okay. All right. So what that means that heat in this system is going to go up by 2. Which is not the worst, but I think you pissed off this woman sufficient enough that she will try to get her goons to beat the shit out of you, and you can totally resist that harm if you want.
Okay.
It's a level 2 harm. I'm just saying.
Level 2 is bad.
It's a minus 1d.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay. I will try to resist it.
Okay. And the nice thing is I get to choose which one. Oh, pick 2. Just because, just to keep reminding folks how Fortune of Dark stuff works, specifically for Sabine's sake. Basically, whenever a complication happens, like harm, or I say you rolled a 5 and I say, oh, this ship has come and you're in a risky position, you can always resist that. You can say, nope, that doesn't happen. And it's automatically happens. What you'll get is what you're rolling for is how much stress that incurs. So, would you kindly roll your resolve, Finn?
Okay.
Oh, nice, 6. So on a resist roll, you're going to suffer 6 stress minus the highest die result, and Finn rolled a 6, so you suffer no stress. So what does this look like? They will try to beat the shit out of you, but what does it look like that where it just doesn't, it doesn't work? Do you like convince this woman that like you're just far too entertaining to have the shit beat out of you?
I think Finn just keeps, laughing it off. Like, she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I think this amuses this woman enough, quite immensely. And all right, I'm gonna tick your heat in this sector. Prek is back to 2. So I think so once you rattle off all the stuff you said, and there's probably 1 or 2 true tidbits about that from what you said. It might be useful, it might be not. She'll probably make some sort of vague assertion that like, oh, we're in the Stardust Veil, we can make use of anything and everything. But I think she'll let you off at some point. The goons probably only just punch you once, and she laughed at your reaction. And I think at the end, once you told the story of, I don't know, how those 5 cruisers all ended up crashing into each other, and you totally didn't have anything to do with that. I think she just says like, all right, you convinced me. You're an extremely amusing soul, and it would be a shame to, well, try to break you apart. Not that I think we'd be that effective, but I mean, we could always try harder, but there would be a waste in trying to break you right now. You're terribly fun. He's gonna pat you in the cheek.
Is there a sort of slightly my eye slightly twitches at that? I don't like that.
Yeah, no. The 2 goons, they laugh in like that, in a quite a robotic way. They're like, ah, ha, 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 that sort of thing. But you can't even see because they're wearing the black armor. But yeah, the Stardust Veil let you go with with a punch to the gut, but that's it.
Mhm.
And some extra heat for your crew. Cool. All right, I'm gonna cut to Lei. So where are you meeting this crew member? Do you want it to be the Neon Falcon as well? Just bring everyone together?
I think the last session we talked at Nightfall, right?
Yes, it was a Nightfall.
Yeah. So I think that basically they retired and then they are kind of long sharp person on Nightfall, whatever a long sharp person is for space.
Space Lone Shark.
Yeah.
It's just a lone shark with some neon on him.
Yeah, and I don't come to their place of business because that would be too obvious, and instead I just check their routine and as a place where they usually take a lunch break or something, or on the space train that they take when commuting or whatever. I think that's going to be when I'm gonna intercept them.
Yeah. I think you see them and they take their usual spot and they're unwrapping their very nice wrap. So it's like a taco wrap. They look weathered. I'm imagining they're wearing this like very weather beaten sort of Indiana Jones style jacket. They look quite twitchy. Their eyes are a bit shadowed, but you recognize that. Their name is Brett Kulan. They've done quite a bit for themselves ever since destruction of Scotty's Vale. But yeah, how do you approach them?
So basically, I sit on the opposite bench or something like that, or lean on something nearby and say, there's quite a move in the world from hauling cargo out in the frontier.
I think they slowly wrap up back their wrap and put it back in their coat. And they say like, well, anything that's not space porridge is a move up in the world, ma'am. Or I know they don't say ma'am. They say like, yeah, they just say they can move up in the world. You're Leastra, correct?
Yes, but you know that. Everyone knows that.
I'm not an idiot, so I know what you came here for, correct? You came for Scotty's Vale.
Yeah. I tried to do it through paperwork, but it's strange when ship manifestos keep disappearing, and there is no cargo manifesto. But there was a crew, there was a cargo ship, and there was a cargo, and there was Caddy 3. The capital word here being was.
One thing you figure out when you live in the hegemony for long is that the one thing they try to do is reduce everything to notes, numbers, cargo manifests. Makes the world easier to control.
Yeah, all you need to do is move the right file into a cyber shredder, and it's gone.
That's kind of what happened to my crew. They got moved to a cyber shredder. Well, no, I can't. No, I can't even make the joke. No, they're gone.
So that's why I could only find you.
I'll probably be gone soon enough. It's bound to happen. I very much doubt I'll be able to enjoy one more wrap after today. And they reach back into the coat and take the wrap out again. You don't mind, do you?
No, go ahead. But I'm not in an appetite for minced meat after this conversation about shredding. Well, it does not have to be like that, you know?
It is going to be like that.
Well,
Astra.
at least you choose on your own terms. Well, you can also choose share with me the information that you learned. You know, last shot, bat at the man.
What we were carrying that day at Constitution's Cradle, it's, let's say, the Hegemony were trying to flex what they had. They're always trying to innovate on new ways to shred people's lives. And it just so happened that your colony was a good test ground for it.
I get that. What I don't get is why they did not capitalize more on that. You know? How they did not make that a big example instead of just killing us quietly. And
Because even they were surprised by how effective it was. There are some things that even shocks the hegemony to a bit of silence, to a bit of panic, and what they deployed there on Scotty's Vale was an unknown.
so you're saying that even they are afraid of that.
It's... I've tried as well to find out. All we did was deliver. And that's not an excuse. Don't mistake it as an excuse. We delivered something we knew was going to be threatening. All I know is that it's something. Here's what they told me. They're wishy-washy academics at the cult of the Seekers. Here's what they told me. It's something that can harness the past to push us into the future.
Oh boy. It have to be precursor tech. Didn't it have to be precursor tech? Of course it has.
I think they've unwrapped a wrap and they're about to take a bite and say like, I've spent the last couple of years trying to live quietly. I'm unsure if there ever will come a time when you would want to live quietly. And I don't know if that makes me afraid for you or afraid for them.
Well, quiet was never my type. So I guess we're gonna have to make some noise. And if it makes them uncomfortable, even better.
I think they smile at that. And I think before you go, then one last present to you. They reach in their coat and pull out a second wrap. And just say like, oh, you must have been hungry. Do you want this? I don't really have anything else to do for the rest of the day.
Sure, thank you.
Cool. So next time we see you, you're gonna have a wrap. All right, I'm gonna cut to Kai. So last we left you off, you had shut up, Duno. You just got out of your poetry recital thing.
Oh yeah, yes, I got it. I just stopped reciting and went back to a seat to sit quietly and enjoy some sort of hipstery wine thing. It's kind of a cocktail wine mix that goes very well with my current moody poetry vibe.
Nice. I think then next to you slumps down Ebo 1, your contact. We'll remind everyone the one description tab is an ancient cult mystic. They work for the mendicants. You know what? Since they're contact, and I've done this semi-successfully before, I'm gonna ask each of you to give me a detail about Ebo 1. Then we're gonna mush it all up into a person.
Evil One has, LaForge visor. He has something like that.
Yeah. Except it's not as shiny as what was that? Yeah, Jordy. Yeah, Jordy LaForge's visor. It's a bit battered. It's got some scribblings on it. It's a bit dusty. Anyone else have any details for our good contact?
Sorry, Rob, you were about to say something? He speaks with an upper class hegemony family accent.
Don't you? No, I'm not going to do that accent, Ludo. Don't you dare.
I think he also has an alien pet.
It's a winged serpent. It's coiled in their coat.
Of course it is.
I think he has a sort of, on his belt, he has like a sort of tube-like device, which would be you would know it is like expanding like staff sort of thing.
Okay. Thought you were heading in one direction. And I think there is a device somewhere in the Scum and Villainy equipment that's kind of like, hey, it's a sword that's like plasma and it's with a controlled length somewhere.
No,
okay, yeah.
It's a reference to another franchise.
I love you all. No, his pet is not a haggis. Shush. Your first bite. Shush. Yeah. So Ebon slumps down next to you, Kai. They're balancing this wine glass on their hand quite magnificently, and they say, like, "Is it just me, Kai, or has your poetry gone a bit more dark?"
No. I am not Kai right now. I'm reverse. Please respect that.
Ache. Reverse.
Yes.
Downwards. Yes, of course, because you're feeling some sort of spiritual ache at the moment.
I'm feeling the cosmos, and the cosmos aches.
Quite right. Given where you were quite recently, I will be surprised if you not feel a bit of ache.
Yes, that was a very dark place I was in.
What do you think of helping to soothe that cosmological ache in the world?
Nothing. It inspires my poetry. Listen, my dear friend, share this wine with me, and then we will go somewhere else, where I can be Kai again, and you can talk to me about soothing and all, whatever you want. But let me be reversed right here, drink my wine, listen to the energy of the people feeling the cosmic ache, because it needs to be felt. Understand that?
They give you a mournful nod. And they will quietly sip their wine as you get your cosmological urges out of the way.
Yes,
and
that's my vice, you know. I'm still indulging.
No, you're still indulging. Okay.
Of course.
I think they will wait for as long as they can tolerate it, and then I think they will have 2 more glasses of wine. They'll finally they're like, okay, look, we need to talk. And
yes, that seems acceptable now. And then I will sign an autograph to somebody who doesn't even want it, but I will sign it anyway, and then we can go. And then I will pull off my black jacket and kind of rumple my hair up a bit and try to wipe off my makeup, and then we can talk. Then I can be Kai again.
Cool. I think they offer their comb to you.
Oh.
You want it?
No, I don't want it. It's fine. Kai has rumpled hair. That's Kai. You remember, Kai is the kind of guy who's fun, and I slap him on the back, and who always has a laugh for everyone. What was the derby you were talking about? That sounded awesome, really. Do you want an autograph? I can give you a reverse autograph if you want.
No. It's quite well. If you don't mind signing over here, and they point at their their visor. It's been a while. It's been a while. The last autograph you gave me, it's already been faded. It's been so long, Kai.
Yeah, we see each other at a little. I was cinnamon back then. Oh, I remember that. That girl was fun. And I'm signing his visor or whatever he wants me to sign.
Well, I hope prison hasn't dulled your taste for the theatrics and for the possibly daring, because there may be an avenue for that. Yeah,
I like it already. No prison hasn't dulled my appetite for anything. In fact, it enhanced it. But some things I felt in prison, as I said, there are very bad vibes. And you have to get them out. You can't let them stay inside your head and insert your mind. You have to realign with the cosmos, because while the cosmos aches, it also rejoices.
Well, I'm sure you found your ways, but bloodying the Hegemony's nose would certainly be an avenue for that, would you think?
Sounds so violent.
Well, there's an opportunity for such a thing coming soon. Out in Shimaya, and they point very extravagantly to the sky. There's great fonts of learning out in that desert planets, but quite recently, I've heard word that the cult of seekers have found something quite interesting. So interesting that they might be receiving a visit from their dear beloved leader.
Oh, wait. What's her name? I mean, she isn't called Darth Madonna in that word, right?
No, she's not called Darth Madonna. Hold on, let me go to the PDF, because they do have NPCs and names there. Here we go. Let me copy paste this to the chat. Her name is it's not Darth Adona. Her name is Lasaya Al-Nim Amar, mother of the current Hegemon. She is based, but I'm basically imagining her as Madonna from the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I say, the great lady Al-Nim Amar will she have an appearance as in her role as an artist?
More in her role as a vicious, bloody appropriator of other people's cultures, really.
We can't let her do that. We can't let that. But I wished you promised me you would get me into backstage with her at one point. You remember that?
Let's see how you do with this job first. Really?
Okay. Yeah.
So I think the conversation will go on.
Blowing up that performance, that would be so nice.
It would be nice, but we can work on that later. So basically, here's the job that Ebo 1 kind of lays out for you. The Cult of the Seekers have found something in Shimaya, which is a desert planet with storms, electrical storms. So watch out for that.
Right.
They are transporting that something out of that dig site.
And what is that something?
It's something very important that's brought the Hegemon's mom out to
but
personally supervise.
What is it? Tell me. Come on, you know it. Come on. Please.
I wish I knew.
You have some idea. You must have some idea. You're a wise guy.
Well, I've always known that the cult of seekers, what they really want is, well, you know how in the Procyon Center sector where we live, this tiny slice of the galaxy, there is this jump gate left behind with the precursors pointing to somewhere. Nobody knows because that jump gate has never been turned on.
Ooh.
Cult of the seekers, what they desperately want to do is to turn that
Ooh.
jump gate on.
Ooh, you're saying that could be the key to the jump gate. That would be amazing. I hug him. Ooh.
Yeah, I think they're used to it and they're just patting the back. All right, I see you're interested. Well, I need you to sell this to your merry crew of ne'er do wells. I think it'd be a right treat of a job, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Sure. I mean, what kind of reward can we expect beyond pissing off the lady on the Mamar and the hegemony and gaining maybe that thing that they want to appropriate it for ourselves?
I think they'll say like, well, they say a bunch of stuff like, oh, you'll up your standing with certain factions and whatnot. 10 credits. And they'll say a lot. They give a long-winded speech and they say like, oh yeah, no, you'll get 10 credits.
Oh wow, that's each. That's very generous.
No.
But of course, I mean, we are 4 people and a pet. We have expenses.
I know. I've met your spine. They're greedy. And
They're lovely. They're lovely.
They're lovely.
But they need a lot of love.
Yeah, I know.
And the food for them is very expensive. So.
Oh.
So 50 credits. It's agreed. I love dealing with you.
They will refuse.
I can roll sway.
No,
Let's see how high I can get them.
Okay, all right. Let's do a fortune roll. Let's do. There's no risk here. Roll sway.
Okay.
There's no positioning because it's just a fortune roll.
Okay.
Jesus. I didn't know your scoundrel can be quite pushy with the negotiations.
So it's a controlled roll, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a fortune. Okay. So the position effect doesn't matter because it's what's called a fortune roll.
Effect is standard or limited or whatever. Standard. Okay.
Just put whatever.
Okay, I'll submit. Let's see what that does. Oh, got a 6.
No, you take the highest.
No, I don't have a 6. I'm sorry, that was Finn. I've got a 5.
Okay, all right. So it's still a hit. So I think they'll say like, if it is what we're thinking it is, I'll bump it up to 12 credits. But 12 credits.
12 credits. That's not much. Let's do 30. At least one for Spike. Come on.
13.
You can do it. Thank you. You're the best. Cool. Now I go and sell it.
Okay. All right. So before we do that, we have one more scene to like resolve, and that's with Shiv and this child. Resolve that and then bring you all together and like just talk amongst yourselves. So Shiv, you're brought into the back of this tavern, the Neon Falcon, and I think Pyrene is kind of apologetic about the place. They kind of see you now as like, okay, you're kind of an important holy figure, and they're apologizing a bit. We're like, it's not the best. The apartments here at the back aren't the best.
And he'll sign. Truly, you have more than I will ever possess. You do not need to apologize for this.
I think they're quite abashed by that. But I think you'll find, their daughter, Liza, sitting at the dining table, which is just in the kitchen. She's eating soup and kind of reading a datapad. I imagine she's probably like teenage years or younger. Maybe
I said that she was 1.5 years old.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, they're not eating. Yeah. They're still sitting at the dining table, kind of eating soup. But yes, adjust that 1.5 years.
And I will smile at her, and I think I'm, as a Xenos, I'm a bit scary to her.
I think the thing, I think there's a tinge of fear in her eyes, but she holds your gaze quite well. What do you do?
I'll smile at her and I'll sign at her.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
And she won't. She obviously isn't old enough to. Well, normally she wouldn't be old enough to understand, but it's just basically I'm projecting calming thoughts towards her.
I think as you're doing that, her gaze, which was quite weirdly even, I think slowly, like she kind of like a smile kind of forms her lips, and she's less frightened about you and more fascinated by you.
And I'm going to sit down and have a conversation in emotions.
All right.
I'm not asking direct questions. I'm basically just putting out feelers, seeing if she feels back towards me, and seeing if I'm specifically watching her breathing.
Okay. I think this is another fortune roll. Again, I don't want to make you spend stress or whatnot before the score, but I think this is another attune. Because that's clearly what you're doing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Right, so roll your attune.
That'd be a 6.
Ooh. So you tell me then, Shiv, what do you sense within this girl, Liza?
I think normally when we do this with children, we normally get their emotions aren't very well defined. They have very basic wants and needs. But I think there's 1 second where I feel 2 different emotions coming from her at the same time. And my breath comes out almost explosively. And I turn to Pyrene. May I begin the test?
I think they've been watching this, and I think their eyes kind of widen, so I think they can kind of get a sense of what's happening, and just give you like a cautious nod.
I'll reach into my pack, and one of the things about the Mystic is I can have a precursor artifact.
What you got?
So it's effectively like a puzzle box.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put it towards her, and I'm encouraging her to play with it.
I think she reaches for it. I think there's a moment where like she just kind of looks at it, and I think she sends like you feel like a bit of confusion, but that confusion melts away quite quickly as she reaches for the puzzle box and starts playing with it.
And that's when the Cenobites come out of the water. No. No, seriously. So the trick is that the young queen retains memories from their past lives, and this artifact was basically owned by one of the previous young queens. So I'm trying to see if she figures out how to open the puzzle box.
I think. Well, you rolled a 6, so tell me. Does she?
I think she gets close, but eventually there's a component of it of using a tune that you need to be able to do to move past the final lock. I think she gets to that lock and she fails.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn to the father. She will be an incredibly gifted young teenager, an adult. She will have a bright future.
I think they look. They at the bar. They look kind of like withdrawn and like tired, but here they looks like they're beaming. I think, honestly, they probably would have been a bit more distressed if she was the queen. But
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I haven't told them about that. I basically just said I wanted to test them for the way. If you do wish to have her trained, there is I would not go to the church proper. The Hegemony has eyes on it, and it would likely bring her nothing but strife.
100%. understand.
There are some people I can point you towards, though.
I don't know how else I could say. What else I could say, but thank you so much.
You do not need to thank me. I am merely the servant here. I serve the universe. I serve the way. You have many years which may not necessarily be easy, but they will be rewarded. And I'll take out a. Do I have any starting money?
We can say. Let me look at the crew quality. Not much. I would say what you'll have is you wish you could give them more.
Okay.
I think. But you'll give them. We'll abstract it out because your crew quality is nada at the moment. I think. Yeah. You wish you had more that you can give them.
And I'll take out a part of my robes that I've got on. I've got little things hanging off them, little symbols, mementos, little clips taken from little bits of stone and made from volcanic glass that have been charms. Thank you, that have been etched and actually engraved. And I'll unclip one of them from one of the tassels and hand it to Pyrene. If you should need our assistance, give this to any member of my order.
I think they nod with like just got quite a bit of determination. I think you've given them a little bit of hope. This little family. And I think that's around the time. I don't know. Do you have a communicator with you?
Well, I can't use a communicator.
Oh yeah, you can't. Oh.
So that they can. Well, they can. I can listen to it. So yes, they can chime it, but I have to project back. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think you probably just get like I don't know your space WhatsApp group, probably like folks saying, "Oh, we're meeting up back at the ship," and I think that's kind of like the first instance like, "Oh hey, Firedrake's," they've broken out of prison, so they're around. So yeah, let's all just bring you back to the ship, if that's okay. Go on.
One last thing before I go. Do you have any feathers shed by your falcon?
I think they give you a quizzical look and like, we can stop him from shedding. Well, they shed well enough. I've been told that like it's natural.
May I have one as a memento to remember your child?
Of course.
Thank you. And I will. I'll wrap it in a piece of parchment and write her name on it.
Nice.
And put it inside one of my holy books, and put it back in my pouch. And by pouch, I mean I'm actually wearing a bag rather than me being an alien and actually having a pouch.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for clarifying that. That could have been quite possible. All right. So I think we'll smash cut from there to the four of you at your newly installed galley. This ship now has a galley. Who's cooking? Any of you four know how to cook?
I'm cooking. Yeah, totally. I'm cooking. I'm not a very good cook, but I'm very experimental. So sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's really weird.
God. Go ahead.
You are all safe. I will sign as I come through the door.
Oh yeah. Hey Shiv, we are awesome.
Hey Shiv, smile.
Please do not. I stand out enough as it is, and I do not wish to leave any photos if we can avoid it.
A photo might be all that we live.
Lay, what are you doing?
I'm archiving this, for the holos.
For what holos?
I don't know. I just need footage, you know.
Oh, well, if that's what you need. What you also need is some of these cran apples. They're amazing.
Oh yes. Spike, have you tasted these yet? Spike.
Don't give them to Spike. Spike will have a diarrhea from them. That's not
I will pick up
Love
one.
it.
Smell it.
Did you did these before?
Of course. I mean,
Oh God, that explains a lot.
yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, right? I claimed I had nothing to do with that. Well, I think I might have slipped my mind. What hasn't slipped my mind, though, is that I have spoke to Ibo One, and he told me something we could do in the future that would bring us some credits.
How's we doing?
Well, he said there were some of these creepers of the stars. What was their name? Remind. Cult of the Seekers, right? Cult of the Creepers. They and their terrible operatic mistress are after an artifact whose name I wrote down somewhere. And, well, Evil One suggested that we might get our hands on that artifact thing. Might be a key to the to the Stargate.
That will be a good idea. Yeah,
let's do that.
Wait, they are taking this to the Queen Mother?
No, she's coming there, is my understanding. But she's not giving any kind of concert or something, so no luck there. But
they are bringing this to her.
Yeah, she wants it. You know how she is. Oh, precursor artifacts! I have to write a song about it.
Yeah, it might
then
be
she makes up a lot of weird words that don't make any sense.
There is an opportunity here, I suspect.
Oh yes.
Yes.
To strike against the hegemony.
Yeah, and also getting this thing and seeing if it fits the space gate. I mean, we could maybe activate it and see what lies beyond it. Guys, this would be so amazing.
I think we are looking too far in the future.
Yeah,
we have a more immediate concern. They are bringing this to her. She will be in proximity with this thing.
Not if we can help it.
No, I think we should encourage it.
Why?
Because we will replace it with a bomb.
I think these things are dangerous enough on their own. I think Leia might just get herself killed without our intervention. We just need to nudge things.
This would be a prime opportunity to... Sorry. Break.
Sorry, a bomb is at least more normal kind of dangerous than precursor kind of dangerous. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but precursor dangerous is more fun.
Yeah, people can survive bombs.
People survive precursor encounters.
Apparently, that was my case. If what I learned leads me to believe it.
But I think we are looking at just the artifact itself and not the opportunity it gives us.
We should get to Shimalaya. Is that the right word? No, it is not. Shemaya. We should get to Shemaya, see what's what, and see how we can get our hands on the artifact.
And get some information with the secrets.
Get some information and find a bomb we might replace it with if the opportunity arises. I think it's a good idea, I mean. Or we could replace it with some really, really terrible poetry and see if she makes a song of it. That would be so awesome because it would be so embarrassing.
Have you heard?
You have your poetry sang out around
the like poetry.
My poetry is good poetry. That's not the same thing. I said terrible poetry.
Yeah, but they like terrible poetry. They don't like poetry.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we need some terrible poetry. But
sorry, whose poetry are we talking about now?
All right. So I think with that, I'm gonna cut the scene. I think Finn wants to say something before we cut the scene.
No, I'm happy to stop there.
Okay, cool. So you're not going to bring up that you were interrogated, quote unquote, by an agent of the Starlit Fair who did not give your name.
I'll probably mention it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Actually, I'll give them their name once I finish clicking at this name generator. All right. Cool. Let's take 5, and then we're gonna cut. I think we're gonna cut. We're gonna take 5 and come back, and you're all gonna arrive in Shemaya, and we can start gathering info and all that fun stuff. Cool. Be back in 5.
Can somebody please say something? I need to know if I have the right earbud.
Something.
Yeah, though. Just to make more noise, I'm gonna roll a die for
nice.
no reason whatsoever.
Cool.
Oh, that's caught in some wires. We roll again. Okay, you're fine.
Okay, I have dice too.
Okay, I lied. That roll was for a specific something. Don't worry, you're fine. It's fine.
These dice are very nice.
Nice dice. Ooh. Oh wow. What was that? Like, whoa. That is some funky dice. That's some terribly funky dice. All right. So, ship docks at Shimaya. I've moved the starship in the where the description it is. It's a desert planet ravaged by electrical storms. The sand is a multicolored mess. So the desert is actually like this riot of colors. And I think the main thing you'll notice, even coming in, docking this spaceport and docking to like its main city, the city where it also contains the sector's preeminent educational institution, the Kalud Academy. The main thing you'll notice, like, you can see from out in the desert this like fairly large sort of fancy pleasure ship that's just kind of like hanging in the air. And what you kind of get as kind of like low level just information is like, ooh, that's a ship from the hegemonic house. Hold on, let me look at my list of ship names. The White Whisper, out there. So it's a fairly prominent target, but it's out there in the desert. So here's the bit where each of you, I'll give you one chance to gather information, figure out what possible avenues to attack this score. So I'm gonna go from. I'm just gonna ask each person, what does each character? What do you do to like gather info in this planet? Oh, there's a special rule as well. Even though technically only students and professors can use the Kalud Academy archives, if you can use them, if you do a study roll, you get an extra die. But yeah, what are each person doing to gather info in this place? Damn it for now.
Finn reluctantly will go to the local music scene and see what the rumors are going about.
What's so reluctant about that?
She doesn't like hanging out with the people that like that music.
Okay. Wow.
Because
Wow,
she thinks it's dumb.
Wow, I didn't know she was a big raging music hipster. But okay. What's the music scene like in Shimaya? What's the music scene like in Shimaya?
So I'm like, what kind of music are we? Is the kind of music we're saying that I can't remember the name of the Hegemon's mother is.
Oh, Lasaya.
Yeah. So yeah, it's some sort of like futuristic version of opera, which is sort of, you know, some sort of synth opera, like let's say something along the lines of like, you know, the Fifth Element, like that sort of thing.
Yeah. So what are you trying to find out from the music scene? Just so I know what questions to answer.
If they heard any rumors about the Hegemon mother and what and her coming here.
Cool. What action rating would that be? That sounds like a consort, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Again, this is all fortune rolls, so you don't need position effect. Don't matter for now. It's all safe.
Control. Well,
Do you
I'll
want
just
that
do it as a normal roll.
Okay. Well, it's a 5. No, you got good information. So here's the mutterings you hear in the opera scene here in Shemaya. The operation out in the desert is big. It's really big and obvious. Like they're not hiding. They're really if they're trying to hide it, it's really they're not doing a good job of hiding that they found something big. So the Hegemon's mom, Lasaya Al-Nim Amar, has basically commandeered quite a number of the local hegemonic systems, like cargo ships and skiffs. Like she's basically like commandeered like a bunch of like folks who like just bring supplies out to the dig, back and forth, and it's kind of like it's grinding quite a bit of the number of gears in the city. It's and I think you'll hear that like it's not put the city in a standstill. The city's still kind of quite busy and whatnot, but it's a drag for sure. This operation, it's almost like the Hegemon's bomb is willing to like commandeer, if not the most of the planet, at least this settlement. So there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of movement, back and forth from the dig site to the settlement. Is that good for a 5?
Yep.
Cool. What's everyone else doing to gather info?
So Lai is going to contact the student council on the Kalud Academy, and they are going to organize a lecture / debate with the students about the importance of direct democracy in the workplace and on autonomous organization of colonies, which is also something that, it's quite tempting for students because this is the kind of topic that usually the Germany does not let me discuss it. And they are trying to grapple this situation to both get pick the brain of young people that might support the rebellion ideas, also to draw out of their holes people that are way too involved with the hegemonic interests and might incidentally let out some information.
God, that's a brazen sort of move. In fact, it's not. It doesn't feel safe to arrange that. This might be. There might be some risk to this. God, what are you rolling with this? What action rating?
I was thinking this is a consort.
Yeah. Let's see if it's a consort, because you're arranging this. You're not actually like doing the actual study itself. Yeah, I'd say this is a good old risky standard. Oh, by the way, your gambits have reset to 3. Thanks to the scoundrel ability. Normally resets to 2. But Kaider to make sure you all keep jumping in between those trains.
Oh, critical!
Oh God. Wow. Ask me some questions. What do you want to find out? Like,
well, I want to find out the names of professors or top students of the academy that the seekers might have got aboard, and how I might get into contact with them.
Oh, I think you get into contact them very easily. In fact, I think after the first round of lectures, the professor comes up to you, famously, Astra. Hold on, let me pull up my name generator. The one I'm using. All right. So this professor's name is no, I'm not using that. Sorry. The first name this generator gave me is Omen Yogurt. I'm not using that. No. Perfect Whiskers. Okay, I don't trust this name generator anymore. Okay, Professor Lyre, as in Lyre the instrument, but construe that either way. I think they come to you and they are quite bowled over by your organizational expertise and your clear interest in the in precursor histories and in in your differing governing models, whatnot. And you can tell she, I'm assuming I'm gonna say she her, Professor Lyre. She's almost kind of been desperately looking for someone who's kind of like brave enough to poke the stick in this way. And I think if you ask around in the academy, you'll say that, oh, Professor Lyre is one of the most brilliant minds here in the Kalud Academy. Hence why she's been tapped to like help direct any like students or she is the liaison between the academy to with this dig with the Hegemon's mom. You got very lucky that you met the one person who kind of maybe has a radical bent in this academy is also like the liaison, and you can and she'll offer that like they could use your kind of like organizational. She'll say organizational expertise, but you can tell what she's saying is like, no, we need someone to come here and like properly get a look at this thing. And she'll offer like, basically, if you want, you can get passage to the dig site, like as her guest, and you can bring guests as well. Damn, that crit is strong.
Yeah, I guess Lay is pulling the moves on Liar. It's like, the making like it's a favor that it's an opportunity that they get to go together. No, you're not taking me as a guest. What about we both do that together? I would love to see that with you. The opportunity to get a place like that with the most brilliant mind on the subject, I cannot pass on that. I'll be so honored, Liar. Also, anyway, my friends are coming. Is it okay?
Yeah, she's putty in your hands. I need to figure out what her last name is. This name generator is failing me. All right, I'll come back to that later. So okay, that's what Lay got. What about the other two? What are you doing to gather info?
I think I'm going to get my old friend, my my hacker kit. I call it by a different name, but it's basically a hacker kit. So what I want to know is kind of, I mean, there's this camp out there. They'd have to have some sort of connections within that I can hack. I guess I will drive out there and pretend to be a landscape painter, which is easy because the landscape is very fantastic, and I guess there are lots of people there, and then I will take pictures and stuff, and all the time I will hack into their system, of course, or attempt to, just to see what kind of guards they have and what kind of security and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bit of a risk to this, I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Just a good old risky standard. That's your hack.
Okay.
Right?
Risky, okay, and standard, and that's my hack, yeah. And submit.
Ooh.
Oh wow, that's not good. Can I use the gamut to push that up?
Oh no, we should have done that before you made the roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you could use stuff after you've rolled.
No. It should be when we
okay.
That's my bad. I missed that. But
okay.
I mean, okay. All right. Tier 3 risky standard. Give me a second while I reacquaint myself with this lovely PDF here. Okay. Here's kind of like what happens. On a failure, on a risky roll, I think no, here's what happens. It's a complication, but like you said you're doing your landscape painting near the area. And I think what you notice is that like it's not just the one ship. The White Whisper has kind of like these very sleek orb sort of drones patrolling the area, and they absolutely see you lone painting figure, out there in the desert.
That's totally okay.
Yeah. So here's what happens. I'm going to bump up your heat by 2. That's the complication. Because you just recently escaped. What are you doing?
Sabine can resist that if she wants, can't she?
Yes.
Can I?
You absolutely
Yeah,
can.
I totally want to resist that. How do I do that?
All right. So you're gonna roll one of your attribute like categories.
Okay.
So since you did a hack, you're gonna roll with insight. So you see that says
Yeah.
the word there says insight. Just click that.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, you don't think you get any bonus dice right
I don't
now.
think so either.
No, I don't think you have
Okay.
anything that gives you bonus dice to resist rolls at the moment.
Okay.
So just
Cool.
roll that.
Then I'll roll that one. I've got a 2.
Ooh, so you're gonna take 4 stress.
Oh wow. Okay.
So basically,
Pretty-
but
Pretty
that's
hot out there in the desert.
yeah, it's stressful. I think how do you like not get seen?
I think I do get. I will get seen. I mean, but I will seem very harmless because maybe I'm sitting there for a very long time and I have to really paint this because this drone is over me and I have to paint this stupid landscape picture and in the sun, in the heat, and I didn't bring enough water. So yeah, that was not as easy as I thought, and then I couldn't take out my hacking tool or my hacking kit because that stupid droid was following me around. I believe it has. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have tried to charm it, right? Because I think after I smiled at it and gave it a little wave, it kind of liked me, or the person controlling it kind of liked me. I don't know.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's some intelligence there. Maybe there's a connection.
Yeah. Well, at least you know now that like the White Whisper has a drone, not a drone army, but like drone security system. Shiv, what are you up to?
This planet is ravaged by storms that come and go and can appear suddenly.
Mhm.
I'm going to visit the university, and I'm visiting the Department of Theology.
Mhm.
But what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to go spend time. I'm going to go visit the student bar and pretend to drink. And I'm going to be casting my thoughts out to the students round and the professors round. And I'm trying to actually get what's the study of weather patterns?
Nice. All right. So I think there's no risk to this.
Okay.
You're just asking. Well, not asking, but like casting on for the weather.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to pick up clues about when a storm's going to come over the site, so we can use that for cover.
Cool. All right. So that sounds like an attune, you think?
Yeah. It's one of the 2 things I'm good at. Attuning and hitting things.
Yeah, hitting things. We need to get you to hit things. So I think what we'll do is today we're gonna get the engagement roll and we're gonna get one scene out and then end on a cliffhanger for today.
Okay.
For our time, and I've messed up the pacing for today. That's my bad. But yeah, roll your attune.
Okay. What sort of is it? You said this is a risky one, did you?
No, I think this is just a fortune one. I think you're in the bar, you're just casting up for. Actually, you know what? Because of Kai, and I know you resisted, so that didn't happen. But like, actually, no, yeah, because it didn't happen, you resisted it. So yeah, it's a fortune roll. Sorry.
Okay. Can I offer a devil's bargain?
To yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the bargain?
That there is a member of the Cult of the Seekers nearby, and they will actually pick up the fact that there's another mystic operating around here.
All right. Okay. We've added some risk to this with this devil's part. You gave it one to yourself? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's a risky standard.
It's the whole point of this game. It's to
I know.
actually make things interesting.
I know, but I've never seen one give a devil's bargain to themselves. That's ridiculous. All right, this is now a risky standard roll because the members there.
Okay. So here we go. So that would be a 6.
Hell yeah. Okay, so well, okay, we can't take away the mystic the code seeker noticing you, but okay, so here's what you get. There's the reason why there's so much activity today, well, not today, but in the next couple like hours or days, is that like a storm is in the offing. It is totally imminent, and this is a particularly bad one. It's a kind of it's an electrical storm as well, and sometimes they can be beneficial. You kind of get like in recent times there are digs that hasn't happened because that has only happened because a storm passed by and turned like entire patches of sand into glass, and you can see through the temples. In fact, that's what happened with this current dig. That's what you get. That's what you get. But you know that like they know that another one is coming, and that's why there's so much activity to move all of this, like all this stuff, and because there's another one coming quite soon. And I think because you know this, I'll probably put up a clock, and everyone will know that there is like a clock for the electrical storm coming. It's because of the 6. It's you get a lot of forewarning, so it's going to be like an 8-step clock. So you got time. But yeah. Now you know there's a time limit because
is that 8 steps to them actually for the storm arriving or for them leaving the
for the storm arriving. You don't know when they're leaving because you specifically look for info on the storm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but how does the member of the seeker? How do they notice you?
I think I'm standing there at the bar and I'm drinking, and there's this moment of, and our eyes meet, and I breathe out, and I let my breath go, and I try to mask myself, but it's quite obvious that they're looking around for someone manipulating the way in the area.
They make a gesture. They put 2 fingers up, and they make a gesture to make it's like a teardrop sort of gesture. While they're staring straight at you.
I will make I will nod at them and basically turn around and order another drink from the bar.
All right.
As if I didn't understand what they were doing. Because, I don't.
Yeah. It's their own mystical bullshit. That's fair. All right. So let's get this engagement roll done. So yeah, crew spends time planning each job, yada yada yada. They stand in the ship's galley, review flickering holo displays of terrain, plot out plans and whatnot. But y'all don't need to do that because we're just gonna roll. All we need is the plan and the detail. So I'll go through the options again. Actually, they are in each of your character sheets. If you go down underneath your items, there is the type of plan and the detail you need. So which one of those you think is the one you'll deploy?
I think it's infiltration again, right? Because we're going with Lyra.
Actually, I would say that is more a social connection.
Or social. Okay, yeah. That's the other one.
Is everyone else okay with that?
Sure.
Cool. All right. So yeah, social. You're just gonna go in there, and yeah, that's how we get in. It's fine. All right. Cool. And your social connection, yes, Professor Liar. We need to give a last name. All right. So that's a detail. Everyone pick their loadouts. All right. All right. Yeah. So yeah, everyone pick your loadouts for this mission. You go light, normal, heavy, and if you don't mind, please shout them out to.
I'm going with normal. I'm pretending to be a landscape painter again. So, I mean, they have seen me before. They know that I'm a landscape painter. I sat the whole day out there and painted the landscape.
I'm gonna be normal too because I'm gonna need to grease some hands probably.
I'm gonna go with normal.
Yep, I'm going with normal as well. But I'm putting myself into a trance and hiding in the luggage because I stand out like a sore thumb.
Okay. All right. All right. So thanks for telling me what your precision is going to be. Let's see how this rolls go. Okay. So reset gambits. You have 3 in the gambit pool. Again, thank you, or scoundrel. All right. Now to build this roll, you'll start with 1. Sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? Jesus Christ! Y'all broke out of prison and you're practically delivering yourself to the Hegemon's mom. How is this not bold or daring? Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Do you have a plan for what you're going to do when you get there?
We are just walking in.
No, we're more of we'll improvise. That's the plan.
Okay.
I have a plan, but
Have you shared it with us?
I want to basically try and delay things and cause things to go slowly so that they can't get it out of there before the storm.
So you are improvising too.
All right, cool.
My idea is basically I try and cause some havoc there. Well, I try and cause problems there to slow things down so that they can't get out before the storm arrives. Then we escape under the cover of the storm. Because flying skiffs through a sandstorm with lightning bolts going down everywhere is classic Star Wars style stuff.
Yeah.
I think Finn might be up to that.
Hell yeah, that sounds like a challenge for Finn. All right, so yeah, this plan is not complex at all. You're fine for now. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where at their weakest? Oh yeah, like, I mean,
They need academics, and we are exploiting that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're exploding the coming storm, so.
Yeah, that is true. Is the target strong as this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? Absolutely not. That drone, I think they're expecting a military attack with that drone and whatnot. They weren't expecting. God, Jesus, you daring chuckle fucks you are. Christ. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight to this operation? I think we're past that. No, I think it's fine. Are there enemies or rivals interfering in this operation?
I think maybe my rival.
If you want to offer that, I'm taking away a die. If you say that,
I know, but I just pointing to you to the toys that you have at this point.
I know.
Do it. Do it.
Okay,
Make it more complicated. Bring in more trouble.
Okay. All right. I'm anyone watching this, you saw the evidence. I'm being told to do it. Yes. All right. There's a -1. D. Any more other elements? No, I think we're fine. I mean, I don't want to consider their tier because I'm going to take away. Oh, do you want me to take away another die? Because they are quite a tier. They're a tier above you. Nah, it's fine. You're catching them off guard. I think your social connections. You're going to catch them off guard. It's fine. 2 dice. Who wants to make the roll?
I think Leia should. Leia should. It's her. She's taking point.
All right.
Yeah, it's the moment. Let's go.
Roll fortune.
Can you roll a gambit with that? Oh,
No,
not anymore.
No, it's a fortune roll. You can't put gambits with fortune rolls. Cool. It's a 5. All right. So on a 5, it's a mixed result. You're in a risky position when the action starts. So, Professor Lar and her band of students, which is quite a chattering crew, gonna take a desert hover bus to the dig. I do kind of want to know where is everyone's position in this bus. I know Lei, you're probably with Professor Lar.
Yeah, I was going to say just that.
She's talking very animatedly about this. She's talking about how how this is such a great opportunity for the academy, how it's a treat for the students. And if you look, half the students are like, you can tell half of them don't care and half of them are try-hard nerds who really care and are peering out of the bus, waiting to get to the dig out of the bus window. Where's Finn in this?
I think would Finn maybe be in the shuttle, like for as a getaway driver or something?
Ooh, you want to be? Oh, okay. Oh, so you're in your shuttle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll let you have that. All right, cool. Kai, where are you?
I think I'm amidst the students, just trying to chat some of them up, get them to not look at our luggage closely because I know that Shiv is hidden in there, and also fanboying a bit about the Queen Mother because she's so cool and this opera stuff. And now I'm and about the desert, how amazing that is, and that I'm so excited to be here. Anyway.
Okay, and Shiv, you're in the luggage.
I'm hidden in the luggage. I'm basically in the I'm crouched up in the luggage. I'm basically put myself into a trance and just I put myself into a meditation. So because the luggage is probably stored underneath and it's not air conditioned like the rest of the buses. So
all right, so here's kind of what happens. So the bus, makes your way to the desert, and I'm assuming Finn, you're kind of close by in the shuttle, keeping watch. I think you will get through like the first obstacle, which is the drone army, or the drone screening. I think your shuttle is probably good enough, and you're skillful enough, Finn, that you can travel through like the multicolored sand. And it's like when you get a box of fruit roll-ups and you pour them into the bowl and like, holy shit, look at all these colors. It's kind of like that, but a desert. Rainbow sand. So I had to get up one more tortured metaphor before we wrap. You make it with the bus, and you see that like this dig site is kind of like what you see is like it as what Shiv discovered. Electrical storm came through here and glassed kind of this place, and they could see this temple underneath. And so this dig site has been carefully chiseling out the glass to get to the temple, and it's been there for weeks. And it would be any normal dig site, but I think the bus stops at like this makeshift prefab depot. That's kind of like an entranceway to like a much bigger camp. There, it's kind of surrounding this like hole on this like glass expanse, this like glass ground. And it's it's still colored glass, so it's like a weird, trippy sort of glass. And you can see like there's like this chiseling machine and this like makeshift elevator dug through this hole. And I think above you is like the White Whisper, which I'm imagining like as a hegemony ship. It's kind of like the Naboo ships from the Star Wars prequel trilogy. It's all like weird rounded shapes. Doesn't look particularly aerodynamic, but aesthetically it is just full on extra. It's got like bulbous curves kind of all over the place, and you can see like it can open out to like you've seen the ship before in broadcast, because it has a port at the side that opens out, and that's when Messiah can give concerts. So that right now the port is open, so but instead of like a concert is just an open port, and ships are kind of like darting in and out of that. It's not I wouldn't say it's not like Star Destroyer big, but like it's like maybe the fifth that size. It's sizably big, and you can see like skiffs are kind of coming up to like transport people in and out. And as you're disembarking, Lei and Kai in the luggage with Shiv in it, and Professor Lara is talking animatedly, you see another ship break through the atmosphere. And it's a familiar ship. It's jagged and kind of industrial boxes and a bit out of place in this like wonderful desert world. The three of you know this ship because you barely escaped its sight when you were breaking out of prison. This is the Sky Abundant. This is the flagship of Warden Rochelle, the Isotrope Max Secure. And yeah, so I think because I kind of want to give some time for some, because we have some end of session stuff to recover. I think we're gonna end with that shot. Kind of like the three of you, or the two of you, and the luggage, and Professor Lara is like, "All right, we're just gonna get checked in, and I'll get you formalities. Don't worry, my word here is kind of like it's very good." And you see like some Hegemon soldiers being like, "Ugh, sweaty and whatnot." That's when you see like, yeah, this boxy sort of ship break, and kind of like,
I get the image of us basically standing there talking, and a shadow falls over us.
yeah.
And then people look up, and there's this sun eclipsed, and slowly our eyes adjust, and the camera actually deblurs, and we're able to make out the ship.
Hell yeah. So let me tell you, I've been rolling some dice for factions, and Isotrope Max Secure has a plan. Yeah. All right. So we'll end with that shot. And I think you have Finn. You see that as well from afar. Got some old enemies to contend with. All right. So let's go through end of session stuff. I know like we didn't get into like shenanigans or hijinks, but let's still some XP to dole out, I'd say. I'll start with you, Kai. So, did you address a tough challenge with charm or audacity?
Did I? Yeah, well, I addressed that droid with charm and audacity.
Yeah, you
And I
did.
sat in the heat of the desert and painted a picture while it was hovering over me. And I was smiling at it all the time. I have so much sand in my teeth now.
Okay, I poor you. All right, so you get 1 XP because that happened
Cool.
once. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? Here, I'm taking a leaf from Lowell's book. I keep mentioning this, but the way he phrases this question is, what did we learn about Kai this session?
I think you learned that Kai, when he takes his poetry very seriously. That is not just a thing that he does and drops at the top of the head. At the drop of the head, it needs to be addressed.
Also, apparently, he's quite greedy.
He's a scoundrel. What did you expect?
2 XP. Go on, and you can put that anywhere in your playbook
Yeah.
advancement or your attributes.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
cool.
And did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session?
Not so much. I
Not so
struggled
much. Yeah, so 3
quite
XP.
the tiniest bit with my vice, but just that tiny, and I don't think it's worth an XP. Maybe a fraction of an XP.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we
The
don't go.
13th.
All right. Finn, did you address a tough challenge with speed or flair?
I don't know.
I don't know. Standing up to that Starless Pill agent had a bit of flair. You just laughed in her face.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll give you 1 XP for that.
All right.
So what did we learn of Finn this session?
She has no respect for authority, which I think was probably hinted at, but not actually shown last time.
Yeah, for sure. I think.
And she dislikes state-approved, like, state-sponsored music brands.
That's a good little detail to know. Take 2 XP, and yeah, I don't think he struggled with issues from your vice or traumas this time. This is why people in Base were like, "Oh yeah, get a trauma as soon as possible." Which, that's a weird thing to say. Get a trauma, get XP trigger. That's weird. Cool. So, take that 3 XP. Lei, did you address a tough challenge with deception or influence?
Definitely.
Absolutely. You schmoozed your way through a tough challenge. Oh, you get trauma by taking 9 stress during a score, and then you get knocked out of a scene. That's what happens. So on one hand, you don't want that to happen because you can be knocked out of a scene, but on the other hand, and you'll be closer to having to retire your character. Because if you take 4 trauma, you're retired. Your character's retired. We're not going to do that in 5 sessions, so we'll see. But yeah, take an XP for that. For you arranged a series of lectures, and you arranged it so well that you got someone to fall for you. That's great.
Yeah, and we learned that Lei has no problem at all to standing out for what they believe, and especially in reaching out and exposing themselves on very public manner. And in fact, they kind of use that as a shield. And we also learned out that they are actually kind of intellectually starved. And that after losing probably the only people that have practical knowledge of their political philosophy are now gone, that they might be a bit lonely, and we also find out what is their type.
Oh, I learned so much. Take 2 XP. And again, I don't think you struggled with vice or traumas. You were on top of everything. Everyone's kind of on top of everything. The only really bad thing is like near the end. All right, cool. Last but not the least, Shiv. Did you address a challenge with wisdom or the way?
I addressed the challenge with the way. I don't know if it was necessarily a tough challenge to count.
I'll say you made it a challenge. You gave yourself that devil's bargain. I'm trying to be nice, Kerwin. Take the XP.
Okay.
Yeah. What did we learn of? Well, we learned everything about shit, but what did we learn?
Yeah, I think we definitely saw me express my my heritage and my his drives with the way he approached the child and the testing of the child itself.
That was lovely. That's a preview for my stars, but yeah, that was a lovely scene. Yeah, take 2 XP for that. I think you showed quite a bit, even just talking to their parent and the child, and even just those things in the end. But yeah, take 2 XP. Tempted to give you another one just because you missed the session.
Don't worry about it, honestly.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay. Last thing is crew XP. Execute a successful job. Haven't done that yet. Contend with challenges above your current station. You're about to. So it hasn't happened yet, but you're about to. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I think a lot of this is about to, depending on this. Even with the preparation stuff, the whole organizing the study, you all are jumping. You all took this job, and Ibo won, and the people who knew Ibo would know this. You took this job even after having just broken out of prison to thumb the nose of the Hegemon's mom. I'll give you that XP. Jesus Christ. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, essential nature of the crew. I think y'all did that. I think everyone is kind of like uniformly fuck the hegemony in their own small ways. So I'll give you, and because y'all expressed that separately, I'll give you all 2 XP because I'm being nice. Imagine if we can get more than 1 crew advancement in a 5-parter Scum and Villainy Gauntlet series. Imagine that. A Forge in a Dark Gauntlet series, a 5 session. We get more than 1 crew advancement. We dare to dream big here. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. God. Sorry, weirdly punchy today. Anyway, I think that wraps up this session. Thanks so much, everyone. God, love these characters so much. They're all great. They're all, in their own way, just those little shits that you need to like make sure authorities are just a bit looking over their shoulder more as they should. God. All right, I'm gonna end this broadcast, and we'll talk and debrief and whatnot. But yeah, goodbye, YouTube.